Yes, we are back, and I just want to take some messages, few of them. This is from Moro Muhammad Meme. Say, please, Mama, but the lady is Gladys. The name is not Zango, and it is not Hausa. It is English, and it stands for Zone of Non-Governmental Organizations. That's Zongo. So it's not Zango, but Zongo. Good morning, people. I'm enjoying your show. Thank you. And what from Ilyasu Tamale, interesting. At the same time, Kwabena Donko is announcing end to Dumso. Greco, on the other hand, says no. Who do we believe on this score? Simply, the government has failed, and they must sack themselves before we go ahead and sack them. Anyway, there are more messages. We will give them to you. And a baby too. Right. Back at school, I had this entrepreneurship lecturer. And one morning he came to the lecture hall and just put on the board, resources are not, they become. Discuss. And apart from me, everybody had 1/10. You were not there, so definitely. Yes, we know that almost all the rich people in the world, apart from the politicians, they are almost all of them, 90% or more, are all entrepreneurs. Today, I have with me a lady and a gentleman. They will introduce themselves by their names. They have a magazine called Base Africa, and it is focused on entrepreneurship. So, gentleman and lady, welcome. Okay, I'm working.
Thank you very much.
So, you tell us your name and who are you in Base Africa?
Okay, my name is Michael Niaite Hammond.
Okay.
And I'm the editor-in-chief for the magazine.
Okay.
Okay, so I am Rhoda Jitigabra, and I happen to be the editor.
So, editor-in-chief and editor.
Yes.
So, you are the boss.
He's my boss, yes.
Okay. But you also edit, but you are the chief.
Yes, please, I edit.
Anyway, welcome, chief and editor.
Thank you very much.
Why not editor-in-queen and editor-in-chief?
Well, they happen to be just officers, and we do several things.
So, on a typical day, when you are doing your magazine, where does your work stops?
Okay, so I am responsible for what goes into the magazine, the content. Whatever I intend to put into the magazine, I make sure that it's approved by the boss. And
so you just approve?
He has an oversight function.
Okay, so you don't do anything,
no.
You just approve. Because bosses don't do anything, they just have a powerful signature. Thank you very much. Anyway, so what is all this magazine about?
The magazine is focused on young African entrepreneurs. We realized that Africa, and Ghana in particularly, has a huge number of young people who are around and trying to do something creative with their time.
Okay.
We simply want to create that platform for them to show the rest of the world and the rest of the country what they can do with what they have. They are putting their talents and their gift to use, and we think this is the best opportunity for them to portray what they have. Yes.
Okay. And who are your major contributors? I mean, who contributes to this magazine?
Well, primarily for this first edition, we sampled articles from a myriad of sources, all focused primarily on entrepreneurship. Okay. And we anticipate that in the subsequent editions, we should have a number of young people, for instance, in the tertiary institutions, and generally anyone who has a thing for entrepreneurship can have the opportunity to contribute to such a magazine.
Okay. So your target audience are?
We're looking at young Africans who are creating something. The entrepreneurs in the tertiary institutions, those who have completed school and are doing something, and generally anyone around who is young and is trying to be creative with his ability.
But I saw some, I think in the editorial that they said that you need to stand up from your butt and do something. You need to do something. Everybody has a dream.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So doing something, what will help me do something? I have a dream. I want to become something.
Yes.
Because resources are not, they become.
Exactly.
But I've never been able to turn the resources that I have into something.
Okay.
Okay. So apart from telling them to wake up, what other thing you think the book seeks to advise?
Well, I think the whole idea is that most people have ideas. They have so many plans. And one thing about Ghanaians is that we like to talk a lot. We talk without implementing whatever we say. So our whole idea is that we want people to get off their butts, as you said, and actually do.
How did you say it?
Well, to actually do something with whatever idea they have.
Okay, so should I say that you want to be entrepreneurial, and therefore you want to bring this magazine out there, so you make some money out of it? How did you raise the funds for this project? I mean, because for all you know, you have that creation of wealth behind this magazine. How are you raising the funds for this project?
Well, we actually started this about 3 or 4 years ago, and just like any challenge that bedevils every startup, we had challenges with raising funds to get this thing, put this thing together. So it's only about a few months ago that by God's grace we came up with some money, which didn't come from any external source but from within us. So that is what we decided to use to invest into this magazine. Hopefully after it comes out we get some advertisers to keep it running, but for now we don't have any external sponsor who is
but
helping
you use
us
the
to
word invest, so at the end of the day there's some profitability undertone, there's some creation of wealth somewhere.
Well,
you are not Santa Claus and who just go Father Christmas who will be sharing things. So it's for a purpose, it's for money.
Well, not exactly for money. The whole idea is to create a platform for young African entrepreneurs who have started something on their own and need some exposure.
Okay.
So we just sample their ideas, put it in the magazine, let people know about it. Then any investor outside who wants to invest in that particular idea will just invest. So it's just a platform you're creating, not really to make money.
Editor-in-chief.
That's it.
How do you intend to, sustain this project?
Well, primarily, like Rhoda said, that starting it was from personal resources amongst us, okay? And we create a platform for advertisement in the magazine. Again, we intend to launch it on Saturday, so we would open up the opportunity for anyone who would want to be part of it to come on board in terms of funding, in terms of sponsorship or advertisement. So generally, we want to start it, but then along the way, we would anticipate that support will come in from somewhere.
Is it going to be monthly, biannually, or what?
Well, actually, it's in 2 formats. The hard copy will be released quarterly. Then we have a website which would enjoy regular updates.
Okay.
So if advertisers want to come on board, it's not just about waiting for 3 or 4 months before they get, a copy of the magazine, but then they can also enjoy the website as well, which is constantly running.
Okay.
Yes.
I just flipped through the magazine and I saw focus on Algeria and whatever.
Yes.
But in your own country, what
Yes.
is the entrepreneurship in Ghana? What have you seen in Ghana?
Well, that page is titled InFocus, and the attempt is to outline the resources inherent in African countries. We wanted to start alphabetically, so we start from Algeria. Okay, so gradually we are going to get to Ghana someday.
Why don't you start with Ghana, then after you've dealt with Ghana, then you start from the A? Because by the time you get to G, 2016 may have gone and none of your young guys that will be reading.
Well, we believe that Ghanaians move about a lot. Some do travel. So
No, but you see, when I just flipped through,
Yes.
and I saw that you were hitting certain points in Algeria,
Exactly.
which gives information to prospective business guys
Exactly.
or entrepreneurs to
Exactly.
enter. Then when you go there, there's places that you need to hit.
Exactly.
We are in Ghana. Most of us are not even having passports.
Okay.
It's very difficult getting visas
Okay.
to even some of African countries.
Okay.
So why don't you start with Ghana?
Well,
Before you get to G.
to G. Well, we dealt with Ghana in another segment we titled Trending. There we try to come up with ideas in Ghana where one can take advantage of and, for instance, do something profitable out of it. For instance, some people we know are doing serious business from waste management, media and entertainment, and several other components in Ghana. So we created that platform as well. So it's not just about African countries where we're starting from Algeria.
And that one is going to be, let's say, every is it edition?
Yes, please. Every edition.
You have something
Exactly.
on Ghana.
Something focused, Ghana customized, Ghana oriented, where you can actually get ideas from and do something profitable.
But one thing I've found out from Ghanaians, we love copying.
Yes.
You remember the communication center days?
Yes, those days, yeah.
And now we have the pure water.
Yes.
And after some time, it will go.
Yeah.
Are there virgin areas where we've not tapped into that you think that maybe your next edition will touch on that so that people will now focus on that, not waiting for somebody to start it, grow it a bit, then people jump onto it and they go and spoil the market for the person. Yes, here, even now in the media, how many radio stations do we have? Just some few people started and now everybody is doing radio, and I know that some radios are not even making money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, do you have some virgin areas that you want to touch on in your next?
Well, it is often said that there are no new ideas. What we tend to have now are simply modifications of old ideas, which, for instance, as per your example, we started from the phone cards days and then the phone booths and all that.
Yes.
Now we have cell phones all around. It is all
And
about...
they are selling units.
Exactly.
The money transfer and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so it is a trend. It started from somewhere. I recall I used to use the phone cards a lot. That was...
You were not selling?
I was not selling. Yes, I was actually buying. And we do realize that there was a development over time. Now we have cellular phones and several other smart devices around. So it is more about defining a concept and developing it to suit a modern trend.
Okay, your final words?
Okay, so all we want to do is to invite people to come with us on Saturday where we are going to launch the hard copy magazine and the online version.
Okay.
So coming Saturday at the Golden Spoon Hotel at 2 p.m. we're inviting all entrepreneurs or all persons who are interested in startups to just join us on Saturday as we launch the Biz Africa magazine. It's for all of us, so please let's patronize it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and we will be there. We'll be right back.
Thank you.